Lesson 1. So for lesson 1, you're going to read chapters 1 and 2 and complete programming assignment 1. So to go along with chapters 1 and 2, I did include some key concepts. So if you click on this, this is just kind of highlighting things from that chapter that you need to pay attention to. And these are all concepts that we are going to learn more about throughout the semester. And chapter 2 gets into some basic syntax, how you do statements. So I've got this kind of interactive. So if you click, it expands, and if you click it, it closes. It does this in most of the browsers. I think Safari, it does not, but the other ones, it is clickable. So we go through, you can learn more about the syntax you're going to be using, the types of statements that we have in JavaScript. You will notice periodically there are links to W3 schools. I highly recommend clicking on them because they provide more information. You'll also see links to live examples from the book, and you may see quite a few links from instructor examples as well. And if you click on any of these links, remember, if you right-click, you can view the source, and you can actually click on the JavaScript file and see that too. Okay, so we've got links to W3 schools where you can actually try it live, and we have links to lots of examples in here. The interactive examples at the bottom, these are sites I want you to go to because going to these sites and playing with the examples is going to help you become more familiar with JavaScript. Okay, and you can kind of go through here. This is basically telling you the different ways to add JavaScript code to a page. And this one has an introduction to JavaScript. And so it's kind of an overview of how you can use it. So it's giving you quite a few examples of, different ways you can use JavaScript. You can take a look at the code that was used. And I think that is super useful. Okay, how you can display and hide elements. So you can just kind of go through here, and it's just giving you a feel for the language. Here's an example from the book. And then there's more information on how to do statements and what keywords are. More information on JavaScript variables, assignment and arithmetic operators, and data types. Okay, so I would look through all of these examples because the more exposure you get, the better you are going to understand JavaScript. So the first assignment that you're going to do is actually not a JavaScript coding assignment. Your first assignment is going to create a assignment index page for this class, and that is going to be done using HTML and CSS. So I do kind of give you a little skeleton here, and you'll notice that I've got an external CSS file. And so then you're going to be creating that external file. And if you want to get a free background, you can go to the free background site. Pixabay is another great site, www.pixabay.com. All of the images there are royalty free. And so you are going to want some kind of image that you're going to download. You're going to pick a color scheme and colors for your page. I have directions on how to upload your image to LunaPic and how to pull colors directly from the image. Okay, these are the commands that you would use in LunaPic for it to look at your image and pull color. To create a responsive mobile-friendly page, I have included kind of a skeleton of CSS in here. And the reason I'm calling it a skeleton is that I didn't fill it all in for you. I have got the style rule, but I do not have the value. So you have to put in the font family. You have to put in the font size. Okay, you have to code that up. Some of them I did put in for you, like background repeat, no repeat I put in, but quite a few of them you are going to have to put in yourself. If you cannot remember how to do this, and you know it's been a while for some of you, what you're going to want to do is come over here and you can say, let's say you cannot remember background size. So you can say background size and CSS. Okay, and there's usually a couple different sites. I tend to go to W3 Schools because it explains it pretty well. This was auto. Here it's got pixels. I wouldn't use either one of those because that is not the best way. So for responsive, you want to use cover, contain, or 100%. Those are the ones that are responsive. Okay, so anyway, go through here. Anything that you're not sure of, you certainly can look up, and you're going to want to fill all of that in. And once you're done, your page is going to look something similar to this. And then you're going to transfer your files to the web. This is the same procedure we used in 180. So if you remember 180, you can just skip this section. If you need a little refresher, you can kind of read through this because it'll walk you through transferring the file. Okay, and there's videos you can watch as well. This little section just explains, let's say you transfer a file, you make a change, and you want to transfer your change. How do you do that? Okay, and this section explains that. Here's a little link to additional commands that are pretty useful. And then this task 3, we get into validating pages. As most of you discovered in 180, the validator is not super useful because it will mark valid codes wrong. And so it doesn't like nested codes, even though they're correct. So if you did nesting in your codes, if it marks it wrong, don't worry. I'm not going to mark it off because it's correct. What you need to look for is typos and missing closing tags. Okay, those are the things that you need to look for. How you're going to be graded, it summarizes that down here. Okay, and once you're done with the assignment, you're going to come over here, you're going to go into the Dropbox, and you're going to enter done, and you are going to submit it. That way I know you completed the assignment and it is ready for grading. As you go through here, if you have any questions, let me know. You will notice at the bottom below the lesson information, it does kind of give you a little preview of what you need to do to prepare for next week.